Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday morning. Hope you are having a great day. It is freezing cold here in New Jersey. I'm in South Jersey, and it is really cold. I'm completely over it. I'm opting out of winter from now on. I don't want any parts of this. I will never complain when it's hot out again. I'm so sorry for complaining. Fred and Lisa, good morning to you. Said, morning, John, and everyone from very cold New Jersey. That is very true. It is very cold. Good morning to the cruising nurse. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Kathy and Tim, good morning to you guys. How's the weather down there, guys? Is it cold for you as well? Let me know. Let me know what's going on. Tony C, good morning. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Joe D, good morning. 12 days till NCL Joy. So excited for you. Love the joy. Hope you have a wonderful time. Where are you going, Joe? What's your itinerary? Jonathan, good morning from Boston. I'll be in Dominican Republic in 3 weeks, and then on to the NCL Sky. Very jealous. I'm very jealous. Actually, I'm going on a cruise in 3 weeks too, so I shouldn't complain. But I am jealous for anybody who's away right now. Leslie Trent, who's usually here, is on the Epic for 6 weeks. She called me yesterday to book a couple cruises from a coffee shop in St. Thomas. That is very mean, is what I would say. But yes, now my sister is texting me for I don't know what. All right. Cheryl, good morning to you. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Good morning, Rick. Hope you're doing well. Matt Ryan, good morning to you. Hope you're having a lovely day. Michelle Parks, good morning. Denny B, good morning. Finally made it to a Sunday show. You did indeed. Good morning. It is very cold. I'm glad you are here. Felicia, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Alex, good morning to you. Hope everyone is gearing up for a warmer weather this week. Looks like 40s by the end of the week. It does look like 40s around here by the end of the week as well. We shall see what actually happens. I'm telling you, people. Everyone knows what time live stream. Sorry. Lisa DeLuca, good morning. Freezing indeed. Freezing. Brett Parnell, good morning from Ottawa, Canada. Go Seahawks. Go Seahawks indeed. I hope I don't really have I don't have any skin in the game on this one. It's kind of nice to watch a Super Bowl without being stressed out about it. So again, I don't really have there's reasons that I would like both teams to win. I love the whole Sam Darnold story. I think it's cool. I also love the Drake May thing where he's so young. I think it'd be cool. So, but go Seahawks for sure. I hope you guys win. That'd be awesome. Charlie D, good morning. Have you ever been on a cruise for Super Bowl? I have been on a cruise for the Super Bowl. It's a ton of fun. They do a bunch of fun things on board the ship. I would never go on, like, if the Eagles were in the Super Bowl, I'd be way too stressed out, and everyone hates Philadelphia. So you definitely don't want to be sitting out on the pool deck watching the Super Bowl while everyone hates on your team. I was on a cruise but it is a ton of fun if you go on a cruise for the Super Bowl. Really a fun experience. I highly recommend it. I was on a cruise for the World Series when the Phillies were in the World Series against the Yankees. That was not fun. I left out of New York, and I brought a Phillies jersey. It was not a great experience. And spoiler alert, it wasn't a real happy ending for Phillies fans. So, wasn't great. Anyway, Jimmy C, good morning to you. Hope everything is going well in Staten Island this morning. Tony Diaz, good morning. The world is frozen. It is indeed. Greg Gooser, good morning to you from a chilly, windy New Hampshire. Go Pats. See, we have the opposite there. Go Pats. There you go. Good luck to everybody today. I hope you guys do well. Hope everybody has fun watching the game tonight. Myers fam, 3 weeks, first mega ship NCL Viva cruise. I hope you have a great time. on the Viva. Let me know how it goes. I've not been on the Viva. Obviously, I've been on Prima and Aqua, so similar. But let me know what you think of the Viva for sure. Tara, good morning. Hope you are doing well down there in Maryland. Hope everything is going really, really well for you guys. Hope you're enjoying your day. Sorry the Ravens aren't in the Super Bowl. Same as the Eagles. The Eagles aren't either. All right, let's get into some cruise news today. First cruise news story. The Radiance of the Seas has entered dry dock. Don't get excited. There's no big upgrades coming. It is just technical maintenance and some refurb that needed to be done. It's going to be out of commission just for a short period of time. It'll start welcoming guests back on Valentine's Day, February 14th, which is just 6 days away. So just a quick heads up there if anybody was wondering about that. Next bit of cruise news. I know we didn't talk a lot about the 18-year-old girl that was murdered on Carnival. I just don't love chatting about that kind of stuff. It's just, I don't know, it's just not my lane. There was an arrest. Her stepbrother was arrested. So we'll see what happens there. Very sad story. Next bit of cruise news. Michael Bailey came out this week and let everybody know that the little pup for the Legend of the Seas, the new chief dog officer, is born. Again, another female. Picture's really cute. No name has been announced yet, but we do know that the little pup has been born and will be ready to get on board the cruise ship. Very, very fun. BRN Crochet, good morning to you. Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday morning. I'll tell you what, it is. I'm in the office here, and it is freezing in here. It's like 75 out in the hallway, but it is like 60, maybe 60 in here. For some reason, the hallway gets warm, but the interior doesn't, because the hallway, I don't know, for whatever reason, it's like set to 72 out there. So the hallways are really warm, but it's freezing in here because the doors are closed. I don't know. Who knows? I almost went out and bought a space heater today. If there's CVS right across the street, if they had a space heater, I would have bought a space heater today. They did not. So I didn't. Furies are here. Good morning from Brian, Jamie, and baby James. A little late, no worry at all. We have a brisket and ribs on the smoker. That's amazing. Had to adjust it a bunch to deal with high winds and cold temps here in Connecticut. Yeah. Can't be fun. I don't know why we all live here. I don't know what's going on, why we all live in the Northeast, for those of you who are in the Northeast with me here. I don't know why we do it. It doesn't make any sense, especially north of here. What are we all doing? I just don't understand. It's just crazy. Question Tara just asked about. She just asked, Carnival, I hear the Carnival Magic is coming to Baltimore. Is that the same class as Pride? It was my next bit of cruise news. Carnival Cruise Line expands Baltimore presence with a second ship for 27-28. Carnival Cruise Line announced exciting new sailings for 2027-2028. Second ship in Baltimore and new deployment options for Firenze. So it's now going to home port 2 ships from Baltimore. Carnival loves this area. Those ships sail and sell out like crazy. The Miracle is joining the Pride. They are sister ships in the same class, Spirit class ships. So they're going to be doing, the Magic will be doing 8 9-day sailings to Bahamas and Eastern Caribbean, along with some 12 and 14-day Carnival journeys, voyages to like Dominica, Guadalupe, St. Martin, and many other. Miracle will arrive in Baltimore on November 20th, 2027, following a 15-day transatlantic. So Baltimore, huge hotspot. There were talks about Carnival coming to Philly, but I've not heard anything other than Norwegian's going to be exclusive there for the next couple of years. So we'll see what happens here. Alex said, John, who's playing music outside or downstairs? No one right now. All is quiet, Alex. Not like last week. All is quiet right now. Alex said, just remember for the Midwestern folks, there are no hurricanes, no earthquakes, just hot and cold weather. Very true. Very fair. The hurricanes, earthquakes, tornadoes, those things, I get it. I do get it. However, this cold weather is not great. The Myers are on the Disney Dream right now, and everything is great. Thanks for assist on the booking. Of course, it's my pleasure. I hope you guys are having a wonderful time. Enjoy yourself on Disney. I can't wait to hear all about it. Got to get on a Disney cruise at some point. It's just so expensive. Hope is here. I like having all 4 seasons in the Mid-Atlantic. The weather we're having does not fall into the regular 4 seasons. That is true. That is true. Tara said, miracle, not magic. Same thing. No problem. It's the miracle. You're good. Tara said, I hope more cruise lines come to Philly. I do as well. Look, I'm excited for the cruise lines to come here. I'm excited for the cruise terminal. Hypothetically, it's opening in 2 months. We shall see. I'm going to drive down there in the next week or two just to get a visual to see if it's actually looks like it's on target. I don't know how much work they're actually going to get done this year. The fact that they didn't break ground until like Christmas is super alarming to me. I don't think that they're not going to sail. I think that they're definitely going to sail. I just think that the first year might be complete chaos because I don't think that they're going to be able to get a cruise terminal built and parking and all that other stuff. So we'll see what happens, but I think it's going to be a little wild the first year. But we'll see. I'm going to keep an eye on it. We'll let everybody know what's going on, and it should be super, super fun. Michelle Parch said, I just upgraded to Free at Sea Plus on Premium in September. That is awesome. Free at Sea Plus is amazing. I hope more people jump on it. It is a pretty good value. If you are going to do internet and prepaid gratuities, kind of pays for itself, and then you get the bonus Starbucks package and all that. So it makes sense if you're going to do those things. Tara said, I wonder how many ships will be able to dock there at the same time. Looks like 1 at this point. It is not a huge area. The big advantage of the Philly port is that it's super close to the airport, kind of similar to Fort Lauderdale. Like literally you're going to be able to get off an airplane, take a quick little shuttle. I'm sure that's going to be a great business that someone's going to come up with and get you to the cruise terminal immediately. So the other good thing is there's a lot of park and go things around there. I park at the parking spot, which is only a few minutes from the airport, and it'll only be a few minutes from the cruise terminal, which is really great as well. And I'm sure they will start some kind of shuttle to the cruise terminal. So we shall see. Lana Michelle, good morning to you as well from Frozen Delco. Yeah, it is really, really crazy. Lana said they should put Wawa in charge of building the port. Wawa or Amazon, they're the 2 people that get things done really, really quick. Wawa just puts those bad boys up in like a week. It's amazing that they can do that. Tyra said, is sail out of Philly similar to Baltimore, long and slow to get out to the Atlantic? It is. Yeah, it'll be about the same. Obviously, going out of Bayonne is a little bit quicker because you get the quick down to the Verrazano there. It's about an hour and a half, 2 hours to get out of there and back in. But yeah, it's very, very similar out of Philly to what it will be, what it is in Baltimore. Lisa said, have to pause further cruise planning to pay the past couple months of heating bills. It's crazy. It really, really is crazy. It is freezing cold. I'm over it. So over it. Next up, so we got a new little interesting thing going on here with cruise Wi-Fi. So this, who knows? Cruise Wi-Fi prices are going up like crazy, which we'll talk about probably in a few minutes. But there's this new thing coming out by Cisco and the FCC. They are introducing 6 gigahertz Wi-Fi on board the cruise ship. A lot of times what happens with the cruise Wi-Fi is it's not really the connection to Starlink. The connection to Starlink should be really good. Again, not as fast as at home, but it should be really good. The problem a lot of times is the cruise lines have older equipment on board, so the Wi-Fi isn't very fast. But 6 gigahertz has been off limits for cruise ships. The FCC is now going to change that, allowing this low power indoor 6 gigahertz for cruise liners. The FCC and Cisco are working together to try to get this done, which should improve speeds, which means that all the cruise lines will definitely raise the prices and tell you that it's premium Wi-Fi now, because they're going to have to buy new equipment there. I think a lot of people know we talked about this a little bit. MSC is now bringing the yacht club to 2 more ships, the Virtuosa. So if you look at some of the ships, the yacht club is on board like the Meraviglia class ships, like Grandiosa, Meraviglia, Virtuosa, World Europa, World America. They're now adding it to MSC Musica in late 2026, and then MSC Orchestra in the first quarter of 2027 to get it ready to sail to the Mediterranean. People love the yacht club. It's still a really good value. I'm guessing it's going to continue to go up soon. So we shall see what happens there, but it is really, really awesome. Should be really, really fun. If you would like to check out the yacht club, I highly recommend it. It's definitely worth the bang for your buck right now. Alex said, hopefully the U.S. Coast Guard gives NCL priority. Last time I went out in New Orleans, we didn't get into the channel late and didn't dock until like 11. Yeah, so the New Orleans one is really crazy too. New Orleans is very long to get out of there, and getting back in, you can have channel traffic. We don't want that. That'd be terrible. I totally agree with you, Alex. Michael Accardi said, good morning, John. It's freezing here on Long Island as well. It's not great anywhere up here. It's really, really not great. Next bit of cruise news, Oceania announced the Sonata this week, and it went on sale, and they did a record-breaking day of bookings on January 28th. They opened up reservations for the 1,390-guest Sonata. It surpassed all of their previous booking records, which were for Allura, which just came out recently. It improved it by 45%, which is really crazy because it is very expensive, but it's awesome. So if anybody is looking to try Oceania, they do have some newer ships, and they are beautiful. And they're part of the Norwegian family, which is really, really fun. Next piece of cruise news is the Disney Adventure this week became the largest cruise ship to transit the Panama Canal. That is really, really fun. It is 208,000 gross tons. That is a huge cruise ship, 342 meters in length. It took a ton of coordination to get this ship through the Panama Canal, pilot ships, tug crews, a bunch of operations teams, but they thought it was really important to get a ship this size through the cruise ship, through the Panama Canal, which is really incredible. The Bliss had been the largest ship before that, which is only 168,000 gross tons. This is significantly larger, has 67,000 passengers. That's the 2050 cruise news. 6,700 passengers, 2,500 crew members, and it is massive to go through the Panama Canal. That is really, really crazy for that ship to go through, but really, really awesome. Next bit of cruise news. This one really threw me for a loop. So there is a group, kind of like a theme cruise, let's call it, Atlantis Events Cruise from February 1st to the 8th on Symphony of the Seas. 5 men were arrested on various drug charges, trying to get on the ship with a ton of drugs. Not like a little baggie of weed. 5 men, Customs and Border Patrol officers found 47 grams of meth, 24 grams of ketamine. Yes, ketamine, the horse tranquilizer. 35 grams of MDMA, that's ecstasy. 80 grams of GBL. That's a really bad one. So they were all arrested. 4 of the men faced drug trafficking charges, which is crazy. They all bonds. They all are not. I don't understand how. I mean, that is a wild amount of drugs to try to sneak onto a cruise ship. Wild and heavy drugs. We're not talking like a little bit of weed. This is crazy, just crazy. Tara said, I saw the Disney Adventure in Port Canaveral a few weeks ago. Beautiful ship. It's cool to see a ship that isn't in service yet. Yeah, it's really cool. Very, very cool. Disney Adventure looks amazing. Tony said, it's like it's like me trying on skinny jeans. That's amazing, Tony. Very funny. Amazing. Just a crazy, crazy story. Tara said, without not them trying to ruin my favorite ship, Love Symphony. Tell me about it. Myers fan said, I don't even know what half of those are. They're wild drugs. Those are not like fun drugs. They're really, really bad drugs. GBL is like the water version of GHB, which is like a roofie drug. I mean, they're not good. None of those drugs are really good. Just wild stuff. Crazy, 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 crazy things going on. God only knows. Dominic said, John, did you have a live show last Wednesday? I did not. It was my sister's birthday, so I did not have a live show. We will be back live next week. Yeah, it was last minute change up with going out to dinner for my sister's birthday. So family, family comes first. Lisa said, me neither. I know what some of those drugs are, not firsthand knowledge. I'm just, I'm informed on pop culture things. I stay in the know, try to stay up to date on all my knowledge of things. Charlie said, well, MDMA isn't so bad. Yeah, that's the easiest one, of the latest one of those. Fury said, those drugs are, I don't want to feel life anymore. Yeah, I mean, they do use them for other things, but we won't get into that. This is a family channel. Two more pieces of cruise news today. Celebrity Cruises, which is my next cruise that I'm going on Celebrity. They have ordered a ton of ships, 10 more ships for their river cruises. It's going to take them to 20 river cruise ships by 2031. That is crazy. It is 2026 right now. They're going to be pumping these ships out. And as we all know, Royal Caribbean ordered 2 Discovery class ships this week, one in 2029, one in 2032. Zero details on those. Just zero details. We know nothing. I even listened to Matt Hochberg's Matt did a podcast this week about the Discovery class, and we have zero details. Matt made some educated guesses about what he thinks they're going to be. They're going to be around 4,000 guests-ish. They're not going to be tiny little cruise ships, but they're not, technically, they're not supposed to be larger than Icon or Oasis. But we have no idea. And Sarah said the hug drug is what we called it in the early 2000s. That's hilarious. Very funny. Tony Diaz said celebrities all in on river cruising. They really are. They're like trying to take that space over, which is really crazy. Should be great though. It's great for my Royal Caribbean stock. Let's keep it going. Alex said, are any of the celebrity river cruises staying in the States, or are they all going to Europe and Asia? Right now, they're all going to be overseas. The only cruise company that I know right now that does American ones is American Cruise Line. They're very expensive. And I don't know of any other like major cruise lines that do like the Mississippi or anything like that. But who knows? Maybe in the future, Celebrity will. But there's no plans for that as of right now. And then last but not least, for cruise news today, Carnival has raised their gratuities again. There are days where I don't know what Carnival's doing. And also, for all the people that say that Carnival's like a budget cruise line, they're not. It's very expensive. I don't know where people are seeing these great rates on Carnival cruises. They're not cheap at all. Gratuities are now up to $17 per day, which is still $3 less than Norwegian. Royal's $18.50. Margaritaville's $22 a day. Virgin's $22, $20 if you prepay it. So pretty crazy. They also raised internet prices again. I can't believe people keep raising these internet prices as well. It's just wild. But who knows? Who knows? Denny B said, thoughts on river cruises. So my thought on river cruises, a lot of people ask me about this. It's not an ocean cruise. It's very, 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 very different. So I always compare it to, it's like you're getting on a super fancy Greyhound bus and going from like city to city overnight, right? So it's more about where you're going, which is what cruises used to be, really, right? Smaller ships. So it's more about now where you're going and kind of getting there, getting off the ship, spending the day in a port where you wouldn't be able to get to on an ocean cruise, right? Like Paris, and a lot of, German cities, Austrian cities, those type of things. Those type of things. So I think river cruising is awesome if you are really looking for culture and trying to get to different places. You're not going to get the same. You're not getting amazing entertainment. You're going to get enrichment talks. You're going to get just a nice dinner, maybe a lounge singer. There's not a lot of space. They're smaller ships, right? So you're getting really beautiful rooms. Again, it's like taking a train, a very fancy train or a very fancy bus from city to city, and it's all about what you're doing in those ports. Best examples I can give. Tara said, I wonder where they will put the Discovery class. I'm hoping Bayonne. I'm sure, look, it's not going to start in Bayonne. I'll tell you that, because they don't launch ships out of Bayonne. I'm sure they will come somewhere. I mean, Bayonne's getting massive ships now, so we can't get Icon class up here. I'm hoping at some point we get like Allure or Wonder or Utopia as they age down and the new Oasis class ships and Icon class ships come out. But I don't think Discovery. I think Discovery is going to be, again, I have no idea. So if they're going to be smaller ships, like around the Quantum size, we may get them at some point. They may be doing like Panama Canal, South America, Europe. Who knows? I have no idea anymore. Royal Caribbean's so good at hiding what they're doing. They're really good at it. And Matt said we may not find out in like till 2028 specs or anything like that. It's crazy. Meyer said, do Oceania do Northern Lights cruises? They absolutely do. So they have a lot of cruises in the kind of Iceland area and Alaska and all that, of course. Yep, absolutely. Alex said, darn, most likely American cruise line is expensive because they're flown under the U.S. flag. Probably a huge part of it, for sure. Tara said, I think a river cruise would be boring, just fancy dinners and cool cities. Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, a lot of people like that. I like having a bunch of things to do. A lot of people like just like the nice, quiet luxury of having a nice meal and then, not doing anything crazy. Lisa said, perhaps Carnival is still considered budget since all the lines have increases. So while not the budget of yesteryear, still relatively cheaper. I don't find Carnival to be cheaper. I find Norwegian, oddly enough, right? If you don't do free at sea, if you do free at sea, I still think Norwegian's a great deal. But if you don't do free at sea, I still find Norwegian to be like shockingly cheaper than most of the other ones, usually. But again, it depends what you're doing. I'll give you a good example, right? So if we just I can do like a search here, right? So if I do a cruise search for 2 guests, I love doing this. I love that we always do this on the shows. I'm just going to go out to like October because it's a good time to just price something out. So I'll just do a week in October for a 7-day cruise. And I'm just going to compare Carnival to MSC, Norwegian, and Royal, right? Because they're the cruise lines, right? And I'm going to eliminate some of like the, super old ships from all the lines because that's not really a good. So we'll keep it like less than 10 years. Take a look at these, do an MSC now. And I'm going to keep it simple. We're going to do them like out of the US, obviously. We'll keep it pretty reasonable here. So we have everything. Let's just pull it up. All right, so if we look at like MSC Divina, slightly older ships, balcony, $2,100 for a 7-night Mediterranean. Let's go to US, let's get Mediterranean out of there. Let's just do US. I'll do Boston. Let's just do Miami. Fort Lauderdale, Miami. Keep it simple, right? So MSC World America, $1,900 for a 7-day cruise balcony. Norwegian Luna, it's brand new, so it's $3,200 for a balcony. That's very expensive. Allure of the Seas, $3,600 for a balcony. Icon, $4,000 for a balcony. Carnival Celebration, $1,700. So right in the World America range there, right? They're both newer ships. MSC Seaside, $1,400. Those are the ones out of Miami. And then if we scaled it out and did like New York, even Tampa, right? Just Port Canaveral, those. Boston. Royal Adventure of the Seas, $2,500 for a balcony. Carnival Vista, $1,900 for a balcony. Vista's not a new ship, right? Carnival Mardi Gras, $1,800 for a balcony. Enchantment of the Seas, $2,500 for a balcony. That is an old ship. MSC Seashore, $1,300. Norwegian Breakaway, $2,800 for a Canada New England balcony with free at sea. Oasis of the Seas, $2,000. Star of the Seas, $4,000. Carnival Venezia, $2,200 out of Port Canaveral. Mardi Gras, $1,800. So it's, Carnival Vista here, a 6-nighter is $1,700 for a balcony. So they're not considerably cheaper than anyone else. They're about the same. So it's interesting to me. It really is. Myers Fam said, I've done river cruises in the U.S., but it's not like cruise line trios. Yeah, trips. Yeah, of course. Makes total sense. Denny B said, thanks. Sounds like a strong pass for me. Tony Diaz said, no casinos on river cruise ships. Oh, no. What will some of us do? It's a great question. Love those casino deals. Dominic said, have you heard about the new Tampa Newport for the bigger ships? Yes. Sounds amazing. They are working on it. Working on the proposal anyway. We'll see if it actually gets pushed through. But that'd be awesome to have another big Florida port for more big ships. Love it. Felicia said, I don't find Carnival cheaper either. Tara said, have you been to Carnival's private island yet? I have not. So I have heard mixed reviews as well. We shall see how that actually goes. I don't know. We shall certainly see. Certainly see. Cope said, some Princess cruises with Princess Plus really beat out Carnival. It's crazy. That's really crazy. Tony C said, no casino. That's a pass for me. Sarah said, ooh, yeah, I'd like to see the comparisons. I know. We're going to do a whole show of just like cruise pricing. One day. We'll do one live stream. Lisa said, interesting about Carnival pricing. I've not looked into them in a long while. My husband is a solid no after we had a couple experiences with them a while back. Thanks for digging into it. Of course. Tara said, that's insane for Enchantment. It really is. It's crazy. For Royals pricing, it's just crazy. But yeah, that's it. There we go. That is the cruise news for today. Hope you have a wonderful week. I will be live on Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern time for our live stream. We are going to do a live stream in a few weeks. I haven't figured out when it is yet, but we booked some group space for December of 2027. Obviously, we have a group cruise this year in September as well, the Oasis one that we're doing. But we did book some group space for December of 27. It's December 5th on Allure of the Seas. So we're trying to put together like a really great deal for it to try to get some bookings. So one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to try to get Roxanne, our cruise rep from Royal, on for a live stream. She hasn't been on in a while, so we could talk about Royal a little bit. But what we found is with the group, everybody gets a $50 onboard credit, right? So if you book within the group, you get a great deal, right? You're going to get great pricing, and you're going to get the $50 onboard credit. We also worked out a deal where if you book 9 months in advance, you get an additional $50 onboard credit. So that'd be $100. Then we're going to work into it like a Loyal to Royal sale, which we could do twice a year, which would give you another $50 onboard credit. So that'd be $150 onboard credit. And then we're going to try to work something out with Roxanne to see if we can get something else, like some specialty dining or something fun mixed in there, or even get the onboard credit up to $200. And then we're going to do like a booking bonanza during the live stream. If you book, you'll get all of these perks in one. And hopefully we'll get some people to join us on the group cruise. But we still have the group cruise in September going out. And then next December, I'm sure we'll have some other things going on. So, all right, everybody, have a wonderful week. I will see everybody on Wednesday. Have a great day. Enjoy the Super Bowl tonight. Hope you have great food and everybody has a good time. Hope either the Seahawks or the Patriots win, wherever you'd like. Have a great day. See everybody on Wednesday. Bye.